Hey everybody, it's Crimson Prime 37. This is going to be a response to Ed's video, What Gundam Means to Me. And I watched Henry's response and it's great. Uh, um, Ed's video and idea in general, he's always groundbreaking with this stuff. But I'll just tell my story. It starts with Gundam Wing in America, kind of, because my stepmother worked in New York for a while, and she always used to bring me home die-cast Japanese toys. The die-cast complete set of the Daltanius. I have the Goggle V, I have the Lion Bot, I have the Car Voltron, and they're all the original Japanese boxes. And I knew of Gundam, I knew of the ARCs 78, I knew the original series, but I never really got, into it because, well, back then it was really hard to import stuff. There wasn't websites to click on. If you didn't go to New York and see it, you didn't get it. It wasn't something that was easy to obtain back then, like any kind of anime on VHS. Back then trying to hunt down Yuro Sakadoja, Legend of the Overfiend, wasn't exactly easy. But the goes from there. I knew of it, I knew about it, I knew there was model kits, but this all goes back to Toonami for America, just like the rest. I'd say my mom and my dad divorced when I was like 3, and my dad had visitation rights. He got remarried, and it was his wife. I lived with my mom, me and my mom, and it was always Transformers for me. Growing up was I'll do a response for when Ed does the Transformer one, but with Gundam, it was kind of me and my mom. We moved in with my grandparents, and this was probably in the early 90s, and then it was trying to think of what I want to give an exact year here, but I'd say mid 90s. Me and my mom got our own place, and we moved back in with my grandparents because my grandfather died, and then my grandmother got sick literally 2 years later, and then she passed away, and it was me and my mom. We living in this house, and for about a year, my mom was dating guys, and then she met a guy who had 2 kids. He had a younger son and a younger daughter. The son at the time I think was 13, 14, and the daughter was his daughter. Well, my stepsister, she was I think 8 or 9, and my mom got serious with him, and then all of a sudden they decided to get married and buy my grandmother's house. So we all moved back into the same house, and me and my stepbrother didn't get along. I was 18, I was 18, 19, he was 14. We kind of played video games, but that was it. It was as far as it got. And Toonami, I was watching Toonami one Saturday night, and he came in, and he asked to borrow, I think, a CD. I almost want to say it was a Deftones CD he wanted to borrow. And he was like, "Wow, what are you watching?" And I said, "Gundam Wing." And without any other words, he sat down on the floor in my bedroom and started watching it with me. And then we saw the commercial for the model kits, and I said, it'd be cool if we can get them in America. And it was Toys R Us. Okay, so my stepbrother was, well, if you get one, get me one too. I want to try it out. And I was like, alright. So the next day I went to Toys R Us because I had my license, and sure enough, there's a whole display of them. Whole display. And for some reason, I went right to the Talgeese, and it just was the coolest looking suit. As far as a model kit goes in America that I've seen, it was either Talgeese or Death Sight Hell. Well, Death Sight at the time. And I'm sorry, I was at the dentist earlier. And my stepbrother was like, "Oh my God, we gotta get these." And he looks at the back of the box, and he was under the impression that that's exactly what they look like, after you put it together. And I tried to explain it to him. I think there's painting involved. I don't know yet because I've never built one. So he didn't have enough money to get one, and I looked at him and I said, "Listen, I got you." So I ended up getting the Talgeese, and he ended up getting what did he get? I want to say Death Sight. I'm almost positive it's Death Sight. Well, we got home, ran to my room, and I remember opening the boxes, and he was just like, "Oh man, I need pliers," and he ran to go get nail clippers, like for fingernails, and I said, "Okay." So we both sat there with a pair of nail clippers, breaking apart our models and putting them together, and that was the first time me and my stepbrother ever actually got along. Like we we bought all of them within a month span. We bought everything that Toys R Us had to offer, and we were just putting them together any chance we got together. And it was cool because me and him didn't bond, and it was one of those things where I didn't say nothing, but I always remember it because I still remember him sitting there like on my floor and getting mad at me because I wasn't cutting the pieces off the spurs faster so he can get to it faster. And then we did what everybody probably did in the late 90s, early 2000s. We took Sharpies to the kits, and I remember he went crazy with this Sharpie trying to panel line it and filling in black spots. And then we went to dinner and we got back, and he picks it up and all of the Sharpie smeared all over his hands, all on the white pieces, and it was funny. But he got mad because it ruined his model kit, and it was great. And yeah, after that whole solid month of building those 144 scales and 100th kits, I mean, it was pretty good. It was the first time me and my stepbrother bonded, and that is the only first memory I have of me and him ever bonding. That was it. Other than playing Command and Conquer on PlayStation 2 with the connection cables on 2 screens, I only have building Gundam model kit memories with him, and I don't talk to him now. I haven't talked to him in about 5 years, and that's my Gundam story. And now I stopped the hobby, I'd say probably in 2004, 2005. I never bought a Master Grade kit, so I'd say I just completely forgot about it, and I got really back into Transformers. Oh, it was never out of Transformers. I mean, I was going through G1 collections. I mean, before eBay, I was hitting like 6 flea markets a week, and it was crazy. But I always knew of Gundam, but that was my Gundam memory. And about 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago, I'd say less than 2 years ago, I'd say December of 2010, I came across the Prime 92 video on YouTube, and was like, oh wow, they still do Gundam kits. I was like, this is great. And I started doing my research, and then I saw all the master grades, and then I was like, alright, before I build anything, I have to watch all these amazing series that I missed. So I basically dove head first and watched everything. Everything. I mean, I went crazy, like downloading torrent files, borrowing them. It was nuts. I mean, I just had to soak it all up. And once I started seeing some of the master grade kits they came out with, I started having to buy them. And then I watched Gundam 00, and that series for me was, I mean, that took me in. I mean, Gundam 00 was probably my favorite, other than Seed. Seed's well, they're all really good. Who am I kidding? And then I started, and then I never went back. I mean, the first master grade kit that I built, who did I build first? I dove right into the master grade kits, and I bought the, I think the Strike with the IWASP pack. I think so, yeah, I think that was it. And then after that, before I knew it, I was 3 kits in. I had a workbench, a toolbox, Gundam markers, paint, and now like half my bedroom is dedicated to building Gundams. And the community. I mean, I was watching these videos a year ago, and I just said, wow, like this, it's amazing how toys and Gundam can bring people together. And I'd have to say it's great to be a part of it, and to watch Ed's videos. He sinks so much compassion into it, into the hobby in general. It's unbelievable, and I'd have to say everybody's been nothing but nice to me. And I know I'm a newbie at this, but I mean, I'm an oldie at heart, and I just like to thank everybody, and I like to thank Ed for making videos like this. And that's it. I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, as long as they keep putting master grade kits out, I'll keep building them. Well, I'm down to the ones I like now because I can't buy them all every month, and I'll be broke, and my wife will get mad at me for not paying bills. I need a house and a car, But other than that, this is my video response to Ed, and thank you for doing it, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to sit down and do this. And I'll see you at the next video. Unboxings are coming soon. Robots in my mailbox. Alright guys, bye.